in the morning, and I know this because I lived in the dorms, and I'd be walking around, and I was like, I was really awkwarded by that. I was really uncomfortable with the fact that, like, she would pop out, like, you know, I'd go to the bathroom, you know, and I'm assuming that's, like, only guys around, and it's like this woman is, like, there, like, what are you doing here, you know?
Yeah.
So, those are right off the bat, those are the two that would pop into my head.
Yeah, so generally it's not the way traditional Jews conduct themselves. You're not usually hanging out with other people's spouses.
Right.
You're not usually going for walks with them. You're not usually
that
going
walk thing
with
was
them.
Creepy.
You're not going to lunch or dinner with them. You're not studying Torah alone together behind closed doors.
Right.
That's not the general. So in the real world, throughout history and even today, jealous husbands beat up their wives or kill them. They become jealous.
You know who had an office right across the hallway from me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, my dorm was right here at Eula. Mm-hmm. Like right, okay, and it had a door, and it opened up right in front. Right across, it was across the hallway, because I said, you know, we shared the building with the Wisdom Center, so it would be like a guy's dorm.
Right.
There would be like offices on the other side of the hallway. Bizarre, right? It's like when you come out of your room, you've got to be fully dressed, even if it's in the middle of the night, because you never know, somebody might be working late.
Right.
You can't be walking out in your underwear, because the chicks are could be working. Across, and was the office of Dennis Prager's
ex-wife. That's what I was going to say.
You knew that? You knew that?
Yeah.
How did you know that?
I know Janice.
I don't even know her first name.
Yeah, I knew that.
She was, when I had my door open to my dorm room, and she always had her door open.
Yeah.
Her office always had its door open, and she was sitting behind the desk, right?
Yeah.
And I would always open the door, and she would, like, see me, and, like, you know, just wave. I don't know her. But for like a year and a half, I was in that dorm room.
Isn't that? Does Eula still have a dorm?
No, they kicked us out. I was the guys. I was in the class that was kicked out in 2002. No, in 1992. 1992, we were kicked out.
Wait, how come didn't you graduate from high school in 1980?
I didn't go there for high school. I went there for base medrash.
Oh, okay.
I was there.
That's right. That's when they had a real base medrash.
Yeah.
That's when they had some great teachers.
Yeah, Rabbi Sauer.
Yeah, I mean, and they had a bunch of great teachers.
Your favorite, because he's with the RCC now.
They had a bunch of great teachers there. They had a real base medrash program.
Right.
But they're just like.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But it was like serious learning.
Right. It was serious learning.
It was the one. Yeah. It was the one serious learning and Pico Robinson and so.
Right, I used to be a fixture in the base midrash. Mm-hmm. People still today remember me because I would be like sitting there, like from 5 in the morning to like 11 at night. I was sitting there learning around the clock in the base midrash at Eula.
Were those happy times?
And then I'd go to bed, and I'd have to like say goodbye
to women,
to Prager's ex-wife across the hallway. The what?
Were those good times living there in the Eula dorm and studying?
I had a good time there. I'll be honest. Mm-hmm. I've been to a lot of different yeshivas. Mm-hmm. I've been in a plethora of different yeshivas for a lot of different types of groups, and I probably had my best time at Eula.
Yeah,
seriously,
I've heard really good things.
No, I had a great time at Eula.
Beit Medrash,
and I obviously did not fit in hashkafa-wise or looks-wise, but I didn't fit in anywhere I was at. Right, and there was no place like Rav's fits in like a glove. Right. I would say I was accepted the best, and you didn't notice that I didn't fit in amongst all my shivas at Eula, and that's why I stayed there 4 years. I couldn't stay 4.5 years any of those other places because I was either kicked out or I had to get out because I didn't fit in, right? And it became apparent, and it wasn't working. There, I didn't fit in, but it wasn't as noticeable that I didn't fit in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? It was like because people like there was no conformity at all there. You had like everybody, you know, and that's the best situation for me, is when there's just like no conformity and everybody just does their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I boring everybody?
No, that's great. I've heard very good things about that.
About Eula?
Yeah, that program before it ended in 92.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
okay, go ahead. I just want to see if we.
So Torah does not want husbands just beating or murdering their wives because they're feeling jealous.
True.
Hence, the Torah has this test for a woman suspected of adultery, kind of similar to parents who, like, oh, I want to kill my kid. Torah says, no, you can't kill your kid. If your kid's rebellious, take him to the Beit Din.
So we have a... Let's go in, let's explain it. What do we call this woman?
A sota.
Right, why do we call her a soda?
She's suspected.
Well, because she's going to drink the
bitter waters.
Which is the soda water.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to be confused with soda water.
Yeah.
Sota water, not soda water. Right. So I just want to go real quick and give you a quick background. The thing is like this. To get to that point, she has to be warned, I don't want you in so-and-so's house.
Walking with that man every morning.
No, but it's got to be more than that. I don't want you being alone in the house with him.
Yeah.
Okay?
Or an animal. Like you can say that. Like to the wife, I don't want you alone with that dog. Seriously, or that kangaroo.
Seriously?
Yeah, it doesn't mention the kangaroo in the Gemara, but yeah.
I know. I learned that whole Masechta a couple times. Okay, so the what am I saying here? That
I think it's the one Ascroll that I've got here.
Okay, can I just get this out?
Tractate Sota. I got it.
In front of two witnesses, two kosher witnesses, the man has to warn the woman not to be alone with a certain with this other guy, right? So if she's alone with the guy, but she was never warned, it's not a case of sota.
Right.
It has to be first she was warned, and then she got caught being alone with the guy, right? Because they were like, in a EULA office together, right? They were in a EULA office together, and two witnesses saw them, right? Now there's an argument in the Gemara, is like, well, what if there was already, it's like, it's Rig Lion the Dover, you already had two that saw this, so maybe it's enough with one, and it doesn't even have to be a kosher aid, it could be even a woman who sees them, or whatever. I don't want to get into that. That's a whole argument on itself. I'm not getting in there. I'm just giving the fact that first there has to be a testimony that two people, there has to be testimony that she was warned, and there has to be testimony that she was caught inside. Now, if somebody actually comes out and said, I saw them banging, this is not a soda anymore.
Right.
That's a case of adultery, we go kill her.
Yeah.
Right? If she gets killed for that.
Right.
This is not a case of that. This is a case of, we saw her behind doors after she was warned in front of witnesses not to be behind doors with this person. Now, we say to her, okay, do you want to drink this water? Because the water is like a exculpatory evidence. Yeah. It helps her. She can alleviate her guilt because no one saw her actually doing it, right? So she can say, okay, I'll drink the water, and if I pass and nothing happens, then you have to assume that nothing happened, and we drop the case. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a great way for husbands. We have to let go of jealousy about their wives.
Right. So it's like
we'd be better off if we had this today.
It'd be like a DNA test. We have these today. It's called DNA, right? She would be like, great, let me do a DNA test.
It's like a polygraph test.
Yeah, that could be a exculpatory, can it? And say, like, how come I passed it? Yeah. Okay. So it's a polygraph test. She says, you know what? I want to take a polygraph test because I didn't do anything. Do a DNA test. You won't find this guy's DNAs on me at all. Right? Do a soda test. So the modern day soda is the DNA and the polygraph. Right? Did I ever tell you I failed the polygraph test?
No. What was the circumstance?
I was applying to be a spy for the NSA. And I was basically hired pending that I got my secret clearance, my top secret compartmentalized clearance. And I passed every stage of the clearance except the only thing left outstanding was the polygraph. I failed it.
Do you remember which question you lied
about? They asked me, are you a terrorist? And I said no. And I went off the charts, and they asked me like 25 times, am I a fucking terrorist? And I said no, and I failed.
Are you a terrorist?
No. You know what's funny? Our stupid government, right? My nephew's got these top secret clearances, right? Because they're working like, the TSA and whatnot, and nobody ever bothered to discover that their uncle is a suspected terrorist. Okay. Oh, Ginger's in the room. Hey, Ginger, how you doing? Is there any questions for us from there?
No. So according to Wikipedia, about 5,000 honor killings still occur.
They're honor
each
and
year.
offer.
So honor killings, very serious problem. It even happens in the United States.
That's true. I saw a thing on that.
Mainly among Muslims in the United States, but and mainly among Muslims in the world. But Jews sent to